The Pinta Island tortoise, a species once thought to be extinct, had a remarkable resurgence thanks to the conservation efforts of dedicated scientists. The Galapagos Islands, a chain of volcanic wonders, a cradle of unique life, it is here we find a story of loss, hope, and the unwavering spirit of conservation. The Pinta Island tortoise, known scientifically as, once thrived on Pinta Island. These gentle giants, essential to the island's ecosystem, faced a formidable foe humanity. The Galapagos tortoises, with their slow, deliberate movements and ancient lineage, have long been a symbol of the unique biodiversity of the Galapagos Islands. Their presence is not just a marvel of nature but a crucial component of the ecological balance. However, their serene existence was dramatically disrupted by the arrival of humans. The arrival of whalers and pirates in the 1800s spelled disaster. These seafarers, driven by the demands of their voyages and the need for sustenance, saw the tortoises as an easy and abundant source of meat. The tortoises, unable to escape due to their slow pace, were captured in large numbers. The whalers and pirates would store them on their ships, as the tortoises could survive for long periods without food or water, making them an ideal food source for long journeys. The tortoises, a source of easy meat, were hunted relentlessly. Their numbers plummeted. The impact was devastating. Entire populations were decimated, and the delicate balance of the island's ecosystem was thrown into disarray. The tortoises, which had once roamed the islands in great numbers, were now facing the threat of extinction. The loss of these creatures also meant the loss of their role in seed dispersal and vegetation management, further affecting the island's flora. Then came another blow, the introduction of goats in 1958. These goats, brought by humans for agricultural purposes, quickly became an invasive species. They reproduced rapidly and spread across the islands, competing with the native tortoises for food. The goats, with their ability to graze on a wide variety of plants, posed a significant threat to the already struggling tortoise populations. These voracious grazers devoured the island's vegetation, leaving the tortoises with little to eat. The once lush landscapes were transformed into barren grounds, unable to support the diverse life forms that once thrived there. The tortoises, already weakened by hunting, now faced starvation. The introduction of goats not only affected the tortoises, but also had a cascading effect on the entire ecosystem, leading to the decline of other native species and the degradation of the natural habitat. In 1971, a glimmer of hope emerged from the brink of despair. The Galapagos Islands, a place of unparalleled natural beauty and biodiversity, had long been a sanctuary for unique species. Yet, the islands were not immune to the destructive forces of human activity. Over the years, invasive species, habitat destruction and overexploitation had taken a toll on the native wildlife. Among the most affected were the giant tortoises, majestic creatures that had roamed these islands for centuries. Lonesome George, the last known Pinta Island tortoise, was found. His discovery was nothing short of miraculous. For years, scientists had feared that the Pinta Island tortoise was extinct, a victim of the relentless pressures that had decimated their population. But there he was, a solitary figure, a beacon of hope amidst the desolation. His discovery sparked a flurry of activity. Researchers and conservationists from around the world converged on the Galapagos Islands, driven by a shared mission to save this remarkable species. They meticulously documented George's every move, studying his behavior, diet, and habitat in an effort to understand how best to ensure his survival. Conservationists, desperate to save his lineage, launched numerous attempts to find him a mate. They scoured the islands, hoping against hope to find another Pinta Island tortoise. They even brought in female tortoises from closely related species, hoping that George might breed with them and produce hybrid offspring. The stakes were high and the world watched with bated breath. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. Every breeding attempt failed. Despite their best efforts, George remained alone. The weight of his solitude was palpable, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the irreversible consequences of human actions. The conservationists were heartbroken, but they refused to give up. They continued to care for George, providing him with the best possible environment and ensuring that his story was told far and wide. George, a living relic of a bygone era, became a poignant symbol of hope and loss. His presence was a testament to the resilience of nature, but also a sobering reminder of the damage that had been done. Visitors from around the world came to see him, drawn by the story of the last Pinta Island tortoise. They marveled at his ancient weathered shell and his slow, deliberate movements, each step a journey through time. He spent his remaining years in captivity at the Tortoise Center on Santa Cruz Island. The center became a hub of conservation efforts, not just for George, but for all the endangered species of the Galapagos. Researchers worked tirelessly to protect and restore the delicate ecosystems of the islands, inspired by George's legacy. They knew that the fight to save the Galapagos was far from over, but they were determined to honor George's memory by continuing the work he had inspired. His story, a stark reminder of humanity's impact on the natural world, resonated across the globe. News outlets covered his plight, documentaries were made, and his image became iconic. George's story was taught in schools, discussed in conservation circles, and remembered by all who cared about the fate of our planet. He was more than just a tortoise. He was a symbol of the urgent need to protect our natural heritage. His death in 2012 marked the official extinction of the Pinta Island tortoise. It was a moment of profound sadness, but also a call to action. George's passing was a reminder that we must do everything in our power to prevent other species from meeting the same fate. His legacy lives on in the ongoing efforts to conserve the Galapagos Islands and in the hearts of all who were touched by his story. Lonesome George may be gone, but his spirit endures, a beacon of hope for a better, more compassionate world. Or so we thought. In a remarkable turn of events, researchers made an astonishing discovery on Isabella Island. Hybrid tortoises, carrying Pinta Island tortoise genes, were found. This unexpected revelation ignited a new wave of hope. Could the Pinta lineage be resurrected? The Galapagos National Park Service, a beacon of conservation, sprang into action. This organization has long been at the forefront of preserving the unique biodiversity of the Galapagos Islands, a place where nature's wonders are on full display. The rangers and conservationists work tirelessly, often in challenging conditions, to protect the delicate ecosystems that are home to some of the world's most extraordinary species. They had achieved the seemingly impossible before, successfully re-establishing tortoise populations on other islands. These efforts were not just about numbers, they were about restoring the balance of nature. The giant tortoises, once on the brink of extinction, were given a new lease on life through meticulous breeding programs and careful reintroduction into their natural habitats. Each tortoise released was a symbol of hope and resilience. Now their focus shifted to Pinta. This island, once a thriving ecosystem, had suffered greatly due to human activities and the introduction of invasive species. The landscape of Pinta, with its rugged coastline and unique flora, held the promise of recovery if given the chance. The conservationists knew that restoring Pinta would be a monumental task, but they were undeterred. The eradication of goats from Pinta Island by 1999 was a crucial first step. These goats, introduced by humans, had wreaked havoc on the island's vegetation, stripping it bare, and leaving little for native species to survive on. The removal of these invasive animals was a massive undertaking, involving years of planning and execution, but it was necessary to give Pinta a fighting chance at recovery. With the invasive species gone, the island's vegetation began to recover, creating a suitable habitat for tortoises once more. The sight of lush greenery returning to Pinta was a testament to nature's ability to heal when given the opportunity. Native plants began to flourish, and the ecosystem started to regain its balance. This regrowth was not just a visual transformation, it was the foundation for the return of the tortoises. In 2010, 39 sterilized hybrid tortoises were introduced to Pinta. These tortoises, a mix of different subspecies, were carefully selected to help restore the ecological balance. Their introduction was a carefully planned and executed operation, involving extensive research and monitoring. The tortoises were released into their new habitat, where they began to explore and adapt to their surroundings. This was a significant milestone in the journey to restore Pinta. This was just the beginning. The conservationists knew that the road ahead would be long and challenging, but they were committed to seeing it through. Future projects were already being planned, with the goal of ensuring the long-term survival of the tortoises and the overall health of Pinta's ecosystem. As the sun set over Pinta Island, it symbolized not an end, but a new dawn for conservation efforts. The work on Pinta was a beacon of hope, showing that with dedication and perseverance, we can make a difference in preserving our planet's natural heritage. Giant tortoises are not merely inhabitants of these islands, they are architects of the ecosystem. As keystone species, they play a vital role in seed dispersal and nutrient cycling. Their loss had a devastating impact on Pinta Island's delicate balance. The ongoing efforts to restore tortoise populations are not just about saving a single species, they are about revitalizing an entire ecosystem. Lonesome George may be gone, but his legacy lives on, a poignant reminder of our responsibility to protect our planet's fragile web of life. The discovery of hybrid tortoises and the ongoing breeding programs offer a beacon of hope. With unwavering dedication, the Pinta Island tortoise lineage may one day grace the slopes of their ancestral home once more. The story of the Pinta Island tortoise is a testament to the resilience of nature and the power of dedicated conservation efforts. It is a story that speaks to the heart, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, hope remains. Let us strive to protect these magnificent creatures and ensure that their story continues for generations to come.